There's something about Over the Garden Wall that I just can't quite explain. It's a feeling I had watching this show that I'd never felt before with any other. It's almost as if each episode is something familiar to me, yet strange at the same time, like a dream I had and then forgot, or a jumbled memory. Even though I had never seen these episodes before, it felt like deja vu, but much weirder. I don't know how to put it exactly. Everything feels so familiar yet so strange. And believe me when I say that this miniseries is a work of art, even in the smallest details. It's definitely different from anything I've seen before, unique, complex, profound, and capable of affecting the viewer in a way that makes it hard to put into words. There's a poetic quality to it. The songs, that beautiful piano that evokes a sense of melancholy, uncertainty, fear, hope, and comfort all at once. It's a blend of emotions paired with immense creativity that I can only describe as pure art. Honestly, it makes me want to learn to play the piano just to sing the opening theme because it's so perfect. And by the way, there's something so fascinating about that opening that I'm planning to make a video solely about it. Stay tuned, it'll be really cool. Everything about this series feels so cozy and uncomfortable at the same time. It all feels like it was executed in the best possible way. The villain, the story, the characters, their development, the setting, the animation, the music. It's as if none of it could have been done any other way. It's perfect, and I could honestly make a video about each of these elements because they're so compelling and interesting. But today, let's talk a bit more about the Beast. And yes, this show excels at creating terrifying creatures. The Beast, for example, as the villain, exudes a sinister vibe with those glowing eyes and that mysterious silhouette among the dark trees. But when the lantern light finally reveals his face, it surpasses any expectation of how horrifying and bizarre a creature could be in a children's cartoon. The Beast is literally made up of souls expressing agony, souls that got lost in the dark forest and were consumed by him. When that scene came on, I just sat there, staring at the screen for about 10 minutes, speechless. His design couldn't have been better. But you know what's even more curious? Come closer, let me tell you something. As shocking as the Beast's appearance is, what really makes us uncomfortable watching this show, especially as adults, is what the Beast represents. He embodies the end of hope, the end of our dreams. He represents everything that drags you slowly into total darkness, depression, anxiety, fear, and uncertainty. Thinking about these things is far more unsettling and terrifying than the Beast's appearance, or any creature in the show because, unlike them, these monsters are real and can live within our minds if we're not careful. It's incredibly interesting how Over the Garden Wall taps into philosophical and poetic themes that are painful for us as mere humans. These are things we often don't want to pause our exhausting routines to consider, like whether each passing day is taking us further from who we wanted to become, or if we're lost in search of a happy ending, a place, a person, and we end up not knowing where we came from or where we're headed. The show plays with our deep-seated fear of the unknown, or the fact that our dreams might not come true. This work knows exactly what troubles the human soul and has no issue in weaving all of that together, filling it with mystery, creativity, and making viewers reflect on their own existence and motivations. After all, who are you really? Is it who you want it to be? Where do you want to go with your choices and dreams? And when you get there, will you have the strength to go on if it isn't what you thought it would be? These are difficult questions to digest, but they're incredibly important to consider, understand, and answer, because the wisdom we gain from this reflection is what can keep us away from the Beast. When our luck and outcomes fade, and darkness threatens to consume everything around us, it's this wisdom that will shine to light our way. Even though the Beast appears only a few times, I can confidently say he's one of the best villains I've seen in animation. Despite his limited screen time, each of his appearances is impactful, and more than enough to show us just how manipulative, intimidating, and intelligent he is. Always acting cleverly yet malevolently, offering deals and promises to use lost, deeply sad people as pawns in his game, fueling the flame that keeps him alive as he survives in the forest, feeding on lost souls in the dark. Yet, his character is not solely built on the moments when he actually appears. From the first episode, he's mentioned by the woodsman as something to be feared and avoided, the greatest threat in the forest, who would consume those who lacked a strong spirit. The people in the tavern also feared the Beast and knew the harm he represented. So before he even showed up, a certain idea of his character had been planted in our minds, and even then, he surpassed all expectations when he did appear. Finally, I have to say the Beast's voice is simply incredible. His singing in the forest is so dark, so well done, so melancholic. It's perfect. He terrifies children with his appearance, but he terrifies adults with what he represents. In a very short time, he captivates the viewer and makes it clear why he's the villain of this story. He's fear, the unknown in the end.